Hey guys, I'm Phil Town. Rule number one, investing changed my life. And I am so excited that the strategies that I've learned are now easily accessible to you through this online course. In 1980, I was a Grand Canyon river guide making a few $1,000s a year. Long story short, a customer who claims I saved his life on a rapid taught me the secret of building wealth. And within 5 years, I'd turned $1,000 that I started with into 1.45 million. I went on from there, and now I have the time and opportunity to show you how to do the same exact thing. So why bother learning rule number one? Let's just start right there. First thing, you could make over 15% a year with very little risk if you do this right. And believe me, 15% a year maybe doesn't sound like much, but that will change the way you and your family live forever. My rule number one model portfolio was ranked number one in the country of over 60 hedge fund type portfolios in 2014 by the American Association for Individual Investors. It's at AAII.com. This portfolio produced over a 50% rate of return. In 2013, the portfolio produced a 47% rate of return, and for a 5-year average, it hit 33%. Now, it didn't do that well in 2015, but in the real world, you're not going to get those kinds of returns every kind of year. As a result of my books, Rule Number One and Payback Time, both becoming #1 New York Times bestsellers, I have been invited to speak on some of the most respected news stations. Authorities in the financial field have spoken with me on shared stages, and I've been on stage with some of the most famous leaders of our time. I'm not saying this to brag about it. I'm just saying that this stuff works, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to go out there and teach it. I got to tell you, those kinds of returns are difficult to do in any kind of market. They're tough to do in real estate, virtually impossible in mutual funds or just by randomly throwing darts at a stock market bunch of picks. You're just not going to be able to do that kind of return. And if you can do this returns, you're going to be very, very wealthy. Second, it doesn't matter how much money you start with or how long you have until you want to retire. Rule number one can help you make more on your money and retire sooner. Now, what do I want this course to teach you? My goal is to help you understand why the vast majority of individual investors are not making anywhere near what they could be making on their investments. Here's why. Because they believe in 3 very widespread myths, which we'll get into later in the course. I want to teach you guys how to take control of your finances in a way that's helped thousands of people just like you leave your financial advisor, along with the high fees, the low returns, all of that stuff that happens with financial advisors, and you could make more money than they ever expected you could. 85% of the market is filled with money from individual investors just like you. It's your 401k money, it's your pension plan, it's your kids' college fund. And I am so tired of all these financial professionals who, I'm not even sure they really are professionals, who are benefiting from your money when frankly, you can do a lot better on your own. I am not going to teach you the same old stuff. Diversify and hold. This really common approach is based on an all too common misconception that the price of any stock is at all times equal to its value. This is modern portfolio theory, and it's absolutely something that Warren Buffett says is not true. Sometimes the market misprices really great businesses, and this is exactly what I'm going to train you to find. This course is going to show you step by step how to identify wonderful businesses that you can buy when they're on sale. Those are the 2 things that Warren Buffett says we must have if we want to be certain to make money. You guys, it is very possible for the little investor to beat the market with only a few businesses that meet that criteria. You can reap returns of 15% and higher. You don't need to be an expert, and once you've done some initial training, you only need about 15 minutes a week to monitor and manage these investments. And okay, once a quarter, you're going to listen in on those quarterly earnings reports. Now, whether you've read my book or not, this course will help you become a Rule 1 investor. Unlike reading a book, An online course invites you into an interactive space where you're engaging different parts of your brain that ultimately allow you to practice strategies and retain information better. And I really, really like it for that. It's going to allow you to test yourself and download handy reference guides that you can use once you're done with the course. So I really love the way we package this online. I'm really excited for you to get started. All you got to do is click the button below to sign up and begin.